Come here.
Yeah, take it loose.
A lot of people, when they pass through this small rural community, they only see just sagebrush and mountains, and they don't think of it as beautiful, you know? They don't think of it as what I always say, a redwood forest. It's different. It has its beauty.
I could imagine a big mine out there, you know, the way it looks now, and for you to actually be there, and then, you know, you're looking around like, okay, well, this is where they're gonna put the sulfuric acid plant. This is where, you know, all the trucks are gonna be coming in. This is where they're going to do all of this, and you know, it's hard to imagine.
They're over there in that far ridge. You can see them walking right over there. Thought they just got up. So there were a dozen birds there. They were all adults. Which for this time of the year is really not something we want to particularly see. I think some of those droppings have broken down in the rain that we had. Here's a really nice male feather. Probably a breast feather off of a sage grouse. Yeah, so we're overlooking the mine site down here, the Thacker Pass mine site, and in the distance you'll be able to see some exploration access roads, some exploration pads, and then continuing on up this way where some exploration was done to the west of the encampment there. It's a significant area that encompasses what you're seeing down below us here.
The company Lithium Americas is a Canadian mining company, and they want to essentially blow up and bulldoze this entire landscape to extract lithium. And lithium is the key ingredient in lithium-ion batteries for electric cars, also things like smartphones and laptops. But electric cars need such big batteries that's a huge driver of the demand for lithium right now. The International Energy Agency says that by 2030, lithium demand will be 30 times higher than it is today. So for every lithium mine we've got now, there will need to be 30.
Yeah, this is core right from Thacker Pass. It's a sedimentary deposit, so you can see it comes apart pretty easily, and it's just representative of the ore that we're going to get into. Thacker Pass is the largest project known in North America. It's going to provide the jobs that this country needs, especially coming out of the COVID crisis. It's going to help us move into a green economy. It's going to help fulfill President Biden's climate crisis objectives, and it's going to make us competitive. We just need to make sure that we're doing this in a way that is benefiting Mother Earth and not hurting Mother Earth.
Water is king in Nevada. We're the driest state in the union. We get our average of 7 inches of rainfall. So, you know, if we don't get the minimum 7 inches or whatnot, the whole ecosystem gets blown off. And it has ways of affecting.
I think it's a wonderful thing for a number of reasons. Since we have such a huge supply of it here, and it's in a relatively accessible place, they've figured out how to mine it economically. From a local perspective, it'll be a huge economic burst. I think we also have to be concerned with the environment on a global perspective and not just such a narrow perspective that, yes, we might dig up and make a couple holes in the earth over here for a while. It's just not worth it to me.
Year, and we did have an incredible infestation of Mormon crickets. It was almost sci-fi-like being out there.
Well, the mine has been discussed for years, and initially I wasn't really at all concerned about it. I thought it was a small project and they were just going to essentially dig a hole, and then the more I found out about it, the more troubled I become.
What became clear to us is the community was very unhappy with the outreach that they had gotten. They thought that the mining company had told them things that they changed, so they were beginning to lose trust with the company and trust with the Bureau of Land Management.
They are going to use enormous amounts of sulfuric acid, and it's my understanding this process has never been used before to extract lithium out of clay. To create sulfuric acid, they have to burn sulfur, and they require roughly 10 tons of sulfur to generate 1 ton of lithium, so it's a massive amount of sulfur that it will require. And they're going to source that sulfur from oil refineries. So here we have this allegedly green energy project that's kind of joined at the hip with oil refineries.
When the environmental review did come out, I have to say it's one of the worst ones I've ever seen, and I've seen a lot of them. And so at that point, it became clear that we cannot let this mine be permitted in this way. It's a very environmentally sensitive area, and we've also learned that it's a culturally sensitive area as well. So location-wise, it's very problematic, but just the way that it was done, the permitting we believe was illegal, and so we felt compelled that we had to challenge it in court.
Well, sure. I mean, there were challenges against the EIS, and those are all being decided in court and being addressed in court. Those court dates are in December, so we'll be arguing those at that time.
A lot of people are telling us that electric cars and grid energy storage powered by lithium-ion batteries is going to help us solve climate change and save the planet. But in reality, it's not true. It doesn't reflect the fact that building an electric car releases 9 tons of carbon dioxide, that a mine like this will pump out 152,000 tons of carbon dioxide equivalent every single year.
Americans are buying roughly 17 million cars every year. That's not going to stop.
Now, if we're talking about transitioning the entire global fleet of vehicles onto lithium-ion batteries, there's a potential that that could reduce carbon emissions. But it's nowhere near the scale that we need to have happen to solve global warming.
Demand is driving the need for more supply. There's no doubt about that. Let's fulfill that demand with products that can profoundly bring down the carbon footprint and help our planet.
The only thing that lithium batteries and electric cars are going to do is to fool people into believing that we can solve global warming without changing our society on a much deeper level.
The world needs tangible solutions to this problem. And if we were to halt consumerism, it would work. It would absolutely work. But it's not tangible. It's not going to happen.
Winds caused the Good Springs fire to blow up, as BLM officials call it. Smoke blanketed the city, dropping white flakes in an orange twilight as the fire climbed Mount Potosi towards a Boy Scout camp. There, 255 kids and adults were ordered to evacuate.
So here's the motel. This is my house. This is the shop that we were just looking at, and this is that little building. And I'm thinking of right in here putting a pretty good size RV park. So those are the kinds of things I've been working on.
It started with 600 lightning strikes, igniting 22 fires.
Only a portion of the tribal members out there on the reservation are against it, and it's largely for them, I believe, in the spiritual context, if you will. They believe that there might be some, might have been years ago, some of the things that they get out of there, some herbs for tea or something like that they use in some of their ceremonies. It's a ceremonial concern. And I don't think they have as global a perspective for thinking that this mine should go forward.
This Thacker Pass lithium mine is on ancestral homeland. It's threatening a lot of these places near and around it, as well as the animals, the plants we gather, the medicines we gather, and then also just this environment in general.
As a people, the natives have always persevered. And I like to believe that it's because of our traditional beliefs. Now, the area of Thacker Pass, there's plants out there, medicinal plants. When you remove it, it no longer becomes available anywhere. What is that going to mean to us? We want to be at that regulatory table to assure that the water is going to be safe, the air is going to be safe for our children, the unborn, so that we can sustain not only our identity, but sustain life for the next however long into the future, infinity. They assure us that the extraction process is safe, but the way they're going to remove or extract that mineral has never been done. So to me, it's an experiment at the cost of our lives.
Look at all the mountains in this area. Look at all the food. Look at all the sagebrush and the animals here. Imagine what our people did back in the day. They lived and they thrived on this land. Yes, we're very modern today, but what makes us Paiute and Shoshone or Nowa is like keeping that culture.
This makes me nervous. Can you see how gray it is out there? How foggy looking it is, kind of? That's a smoke. I'm smelling it even a little bit. Are you smelling it? Yeah, that's smoke. It's awful the way the temperature is so much hotter and less rainfall. It's really bad. So if these people don't think we need to do something about climate change and promote the lithium mine, I think they got another guest coming.
And other tribes are being used as a sacrifice zone just for these lithium-powered batteries. That's not okay. It's an issue of land and water and tribal destruction. It's another form of genocide that we're not seeing.